Bitcoin is the benchmark. If you are investing in an asset that cannot beat the average return of Bitcoin, then you are wasting your time and energy.
Well, if you look at what the S&P 500 is, it's really a benchmark for most investors. And if we look in 2024, only 4 or 5 different hedge funds actually outperformed the S&P 500. So it serves as this great benchmark to say, are you doing better or worse than the market? But the problem with the S&P 500 is that it doesn't trade 24/7, 365. Bitcoin does. And Bitcoin is also a very large asset with a very liquid market that is constantly trading. It's the most sensitive asset to global liquidity. And the younger generation is now using this as their benchmark. And their theory is that if you can't beat Bitcoin, you have to buy Bitcoin.
But there's room for 2 benchmarks, isn't there?
There's always room for multiple benchmarks. But I think what really people are trying to get at is what is the market actually performing? And if you look at the S&P 500, gold outperformed the S&P 500 in 2024. And so if gold is outperforming and doesn't have earnings, doesn't have cash flow, a lot of people start asking themselves, well, how much of the S&P 500 performance is actually just currency debasement rather than the businesses getting better?
So I wanted to show you guys a chart about the asset classes total return since 2011. Shout out to Charlie Belleno for this amazing chart, by the way. This is actually incredible work. So as you can see, since 2011, Bitcoin has had an average return of about 147% annually. That is absolutely crazy. Also, I want to apologize for, being so conservative on Bitcoin, and only in my previous videos I've been saying that Bitcoin is probably gonna give us an average return of 30% a year for the next 30 years. That's just me being conservative because I like to lowball things, and when they do outperform, I get that, like, I always like to lower my expectations so that when I do get the win, I feel a lot better about it. So that's why I've been lowering my expectations so low. 30% is actually really, really low, to be honest, compared to what Bitcoin has been doing for the past decade. And as you can see, the US growth, this is the top, that 1,000 stocks in the S&P 500 has been about 16.2% annually since 2011. Gold has been about 4%. The NASDAQ, the top 100 tech companies, has been about 18.4%. And then the rest has been, all right, I guess. The SPY, the S&P 500, has been about 13.7%. So the rest are doing okay. All right, so let's do some math together. Let's say that instead of 147% annually, let's say Bitcoin gives you an average of 60% for the next 10 years, which is still pretty conservative. Let's say you don't have a lot of money, but you only have, let's say, $10 a day, which is about $300-ish a month. Let's say you can put $300 at the end of every single month for the next 10 years, earning 60% annually. Let's see what that looks like. About 800K, which is not too bad, right? If I usually like to tell people to at least get 0.1 Bitcoin, because I think when you have a pie that has a limited supply, you want to get a slice of your pie before it's all gone, because the price of Bitcoin could easily go up next week and never touch $90,000 again. I mean, it could fall down to whatever, $50,000 just as fast. But when you have an asset that has a limited supply, these things move fast. Once people start figuring it out, it's not gonna stay under 6 digits for very long. So let's say you actually get 0.1 Bitcoin, which is about $10,000 right now, right? If you get 0.1 Bitcoin and you continue investing $10 a day, earning 60% for the next 10 years, and like I said, 60% is it's under half of what it's been doing for the past decade. So 60% to me is still conservative, and I've been saying 30% for the next 30 years. So I'm like the most conservative Bitcoin person on the internet right now. So 60% would give you 1.9 mil, which is not bad at all. So in 10 years, if you do this, you could probably retire. And here's the thing. I think also, if you don't know where to start, I like to tell people to go download the Swan app, because the Swan app has no fees on the first $10,000 that you invest. So it's a quick, easy way to get started. But like, you do you. If you like Coinbase, if you like Gemini, you just find a way to invest at least $10 a day into Bitcoin. And if you don't have $10 a day to invest into Bitcoin, bro, find a goddamn job. Like, just start Ubering, work at McDonald's. I don't care. Do what you gotta do, because this is so I thought about this a lot. Like, I was thinking, like, what if you don't do this? What if you choose to, instead of investing $300 a month into Bitcoin because you're afraid of some volatility, right? Let's say instead of that, you keep it in the bank for the next 10 years, right? You think that your $36,000 will be worth 36 will it will show $36,000, but because of the money debasement, because we are printing money at a rate of 7% a year, because of that, your $36,000 will actually look more like this. So your $36,000, you think that you might be able to have enough for a down payment for a house, right? But instead, you might maybe just have enough for a new car in 10 years. So this is why if you want to save money, definitely don't keep it in the bank, because the bank actually, also, I took a screenshot of my sister's savings account. I'm sorry, little sister, I just wanted to put your business out there. The interest rate that she's getting is 0.1%. So this is ridiculous. Hold on. So look at this. If you are earning 0.1% and you are saving $300 a month, look at this. After 10 years, you're only getting $179. Congratulations. That's amazing, right? But like, look at this. If you put it in a high yield saving account, which is about 3 to 4%, I'll just do 4% right now, just to be generous. That would give you $44,000. If you put in the S&P 500, which is about 12% a year, I'll be generous with that as well. That would give you about $66,000. But if you put it into Bitcoin at 60%, that's also me being, I don't know. I mean, nobody knows what it's going to be at for the next 10 years, but I'm just assuming 66%. That would give you 800K. So I don't know, man. You choose your best savings account. The way I see it is, when, let's say you're playing a video games, right? You're playing a video game, and you're trying to fight the bad guy. The bad guy is inflation. When you're trying to fight the bad guy, do you get the second best weapon to try to defeat them, or do you try to get the best weapon to defeat them? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, to me, it's common sense, but I think people are like, they are very afraid of the volatility. So they're like, let me just wait to see how it does. I don't want to touch it quite yet. But I mean, up to you, man. You do you. I'm just saying, this is not financial advice. I just want you to know that, hey, it's out there whenever you're ready. It's not too late to get into Bitcoin, by the way. We only, so Bitcoin has I think it has a total of 32 halving events, and we are only in the 4th halving event. So you are extremely early to this. It's not too late to start investing into Bitcoin. So I would probably, if I was you, I can't tell you what to do, but if I was you, at least start $10 a day. Because if you don't do it and you keep it in the bank account, literally losing 7% of your purchasing power gone every single year. This is what's gonna be left. So, I mean, I don't know. You tell me if you think that. I don't know. Just comment down below and let me know why. What is it that? What's stopping you from just starting with just $10 a day? Like, you know what? Like, what? You know, I mean, $300 a month is. It's a lot to some people. I get it, but like, if you are working, if you are a nurse, if you are a firefighter, a police officer, if you have a job, you should be able to do $300 a month. Just find a way to do it. At least $300 a month. At least $10 a day. Come on, just do it. Don't. I mean, hey, listen. If you don't get that, your money is losing 7% of its value every single year. If you don't want to accept that, then hey, I can't save everybody, man. So let me know what you think in the comments below, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.